What if I told you that the way you dress for a doctor's appointment could quietly change the quality of your care, sometimes even your health outcomes? It sounds unfair, maybe even insulting, but it happens every single day. Many older women walk into medical offices and, without realizing it, send silent signals that affect how they are seen, heard, and treated. I know it's not about fashion or vanity, it's about respect, dignity, and making sure your voice matters in every conversation about your health. If you've ever felt like your concerns were brushed aside, or your appointment was rushed, this might be one of the missing pieces, and today, we're gonna fix it. In this video, I'll share 7 common dressing mistakes older women make at medical visits, how these mistakes can cost you in the long run, and what simple changes can help you get the care you truly deserve. Before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching this from, and what time is it right now? Share it in the comments. I really do treasure those little snapshots of your day. And if you find this content helpful, don't forget to hit Mistake number 1, the invisible syndrome and the hidden weight of age bias. There is a quiet, almost invisible shift that happens as we get older. You start to notice it in small moments. The cashier who talks more to the person behind you than to you, the younger neighbor who assumes you can't carry your own groceries, or the nurse who explains things to your daughter instead of speaking directly to you. In the medical world, this is called age-related bias, and when it creeps into your doctor's visits, it can quietly chip away at the care you receive. Invisible syndrome is the term some professionals use to describe what happens when older adults, especially women, seem to fade from notice in healthcare settings. It's not that doctors stop caring. It's that unconscious habits, time pressure, and quick judgments can lead them to give less attention, fewer explanations, and even shorter visits. And here's the hard truth. Sometimes, without meaning to, we contribute to this invisibility ourselves. Imagine walking into your appointment wearing an oversized sweatshirt with stains on the sleeve, a pair of old house slippers, and hair pulled up loosely because you didn't feel like brushing it that morning. You sit in the chair, eyes down, answering in short sentences. You absolutely deserve respect no matter what, but the subtle cues you send can shape the way the doctor, the nurse, and even the receptionist interact with you. Humans notice posture, clothing, eye contact, and tone before a single medical question is asked. When a patient looks disengaged, medical staff may, without realizing it, mirror that energy. They may skip detailed explanations, rush through symptoms, or make assumptions about what matters to you. The result is not malicious neglect, it's the quiet erosion of thorough, attentive care. Over time, that can mean missed details, delayed diagnoses, or treatment plans that don't fully address your needs. I have spoken with many women in their 60s, 70s, and beyond who say they felt talked over at appointments. Sometimes they blame it entirely on the doctor's attitude, but when we slow down and reflect together, they often realize they had gone into the visit not fully showing up for themselves. Dressing purely for convenience, avoiding eye contact, and radiating the unspoken message, "I'm just here to get this over with." Here's the good news. You can change this dynamic, and it doesn't require buying designer clothes or putting on a full face of makeup. Start with the basics: clean, well-fitting clothes that make you feel presentable and confident. It could be a simple cardigan over a neat blouse, or a comfortable pair of pants that fit well. Brush your hair, even if it's short or thinning, because neat grooming signals self-respect. Stand or sit tall in the waiting room, and during the exam, posture speaks before words do. Eye contact is another powerful tool. When you meet your doctor's eyes, you communicate that you are listening, engaged, and expect to be heard. It creates a silent agreement in the room. I am an active participant in my care, and that small shift can change the tone of the entire visit. Think of it this way. When you dress and carry yourself as though your voice matters, it becomes much harder for anyone to overlook what you say. You're reminding not only your doctor, but yourself, that your health, your comfort, and your dignity are worth protecting. That's not vanity, that's advocacy. So next time you have a checkup, ask yourself before you leave the house, am I showing up in a way that says I value my health and myself? If the answer is yes, you're already taking the first step toward better, more respectful medical care. You are not invisible unless you let yourself be, and you deserve to be seen. Mistake number 2, clothing that makes your exam more difficult. One thing many people don't realize is that what you wear to a medical appointment can directly affect how well your exam is performed. For older women, especially those living in colder climates or preferring modesty, it's common to arrive bundled in multiple layers, wearing snug sweaters, high-neck tops, or even jumpsuits that look comfortable at home, but become a real challenge in the exam room. It may feel like no big deal, you can always take things off if needed, but in practice, these choices often eat up valuable minutes and sometimes limit what your doctor can check. Think about it from the medical team's perspective. Your appointment time is limited, and every minute spent wrestling with clothing is a minute taken away from discussing symptoms, reviewing results, or performing a thorough examination. If your top is too tight to lift easily, or your pants require removing shoes and socks just to roll them up, certain parts of your physical exam may get shortened or skipped altogether. It's not because your doctor doesn't care, but because they're balancing time, your comfort, and the next patient waiting outside. I've seen situations where clothing directly delayed important care. A woman once came in for a heart check wearing a turtleneck layered under a thick sweater and a heavy scarf. To listen to her heart and lungs, I had to ask her to remove all 3, which took nearly 5 minutes because she struggled with stiff shoulders. By the time we finished, her breathing test had to be rushed, and we didn't get to a skin check she had also requested. Another patient wore a tight shapewear garment under her dress, which made an abdominal exam nearly impossible without her leaving the room to change. These aren't rare stories, they happen every week. The truth is, clothing that's difficult to move or remove can also discourage you from agreeing to certain checks. If it feels like a hassle, you might say, we'll skip it this time, not realizing that this time could be when something important is found early. In older adults, especially women, early detection of heart murmurs, lung changes, skin cancers, or abdominal issues can make the difference between a quick fix and a serious health crisis. The solution isn't complicated, and it doesn't mean sacrificing dignity or comfort. Choose tops that are loose-fitting with buttons or a zipper down the front. This makes it easy for the doctor to listen to your heart, lungs, or check your chest without you feeling exposed. For bottoms, consider pants that can be rolled up to the knee without removing footwear, especially if you have mobility issues or use compression stockings. If you prefer layers for warmth, make sure they can be removed quickly. Think a cardigan instead of a tight pullover, or a light jacket that opens in the front. This small change in your clothing choices tells the medical staff something important. You are ready and willing to participate fully in your care. It sets the tone for a smoother, more respectful visit. You'll spend less time struggling with fabric and more time focusing on your health concerns. I understand that for many older women, modesty and comfort are deeply important, especially when your body has changed over the years or you feel less confident about your appearance. But remember, your doctor's goal is to keep you healthy, not judge how you look. The easier you make it for them to do their job thoroughly, the better the outcome for you. Next time you get ready for a checkup, picture the process from start to finish. Imagine the stethoscope on your chest, the blood pressure cuff on your arm, the possibility of a quick skin check on your shoulder or back. If your outfit makes those steps fast and easy, you've just given yourself the gift of a more complete and careful exam. Because at the end of the day, what you wear isn't about fashion. It's about making sure every minute of that appointment works for you, not against you. And that's a choice you can control. Mistake number 3. Too many accessories and tight clothing. It's natural to want to look put together when you step out of the house, even for a doctor's appointment. For many older women, that might mean wearing a favorite necklace, a watch you've had for years, or a pair of earrings that make you feel polished. Some also reach for underwire bras, compression garments, or shapewear to feel more supported or confident. But here's something most people don't think about. These items, while stylish or comfortable in daily life, can create real obstacles in a medical setting. In a routine checkup, the extra time needed to remove a long necklace or slip out of a snug undergarment may not seem like a big deal. But in the middle of a test, or worse, during an urgent medical situation, those few extra minutes can matter more than you realize. I've seen it firsthand. Patients struggling to unclasp a chain while a nurse waits to place the EKG leads, or fumbling to remove a tight garment so a doctor can examine the abdomen. In moments when every second counts, what feels like a simple wardrobe choice can delay care. Even in non-emergency situations, accessories and tight clothing can interfere with important exams. A necklace resting across your chest can be in the way of heart monitoring. An underwire bra may distort breast exam results or make imaging less accurate. Tight compression layers can make it difficult to assess the abdomen or hips. And when clothing is hard to remove, medical staff may skip or shorten parts of an exam to keep the appointment moving on time. I understand why these choices happen. We often dress with comfort, habit, or personal dignity in mind, especially as we age and become more aware of changes in our bodies. Wearing jewelry or supportive clothing can help us feel more like ourselves, and that matters. But in a healthcare setting, the priority shifts. The goal becomes making your body as accessible as possible for examination, monitoring, and treatment, without unnecessary delays or barriers. The good news is, you don't have to abandon your style or self-expression. You just need to make a few small adjustments on appointment days. Opt for simple, easy-to-remove accessories, maybe a pair of stud earrings instead of dangling ones, or a lightweight bracelet you can slip off quickly. If you want extra support, choose a wireless bra or one with a front clasp for easy access. Skip shapewear and layered compression garments unless they are medically necessary, and if you must wear them, be prepared to remove them quickly if needed. These small changes send a powerful message to your healthcare team. You are prepared, cooperative, and engaged in your care. They'll appreciate the extra ease in performing your exam, and you'll feel less rushed or flustered if something needs to be adjusted. Remember, a medical appointment is not a fashion show. It's a collaboration between you and your healthcare providers to protect your health. The less time you spend untangling jewelry or struggling with tight clothing, the more time you have for meaningful conversation and thorough care. That's a trade-off worth making. When you walk into the exam room ready for anything, you take back a sense of control. You're not just a patient, you're an active partner in your health journey, and that's a powerful place to be. Mistake number 4, overlooking personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is more than a matter of looking nice for a public outing. It's a quiet but powerful signal to your healthcare providers. When a doctor or nurse meets you, the first impression is not just about politeness. It can also be a window into your overall health and daily functioning. In older adults, especially, changes in hygiene habits can sometimes point to underlying issues that need attention. If a patient arrives wearing soiled clothing, with uncombed hair or noticeable body odor, medical professionals may start to wonder about possible causes. They might ask themselves if depression is making daily routines feel overwhelming, or if arthritis is making it painful to shower, brush hair, or change clothes. They may consider whether memory problems are interfering with self-care, or if the patient is living alone without enough support to manage everyday tasks. These observations are not judgments. They are clinical clues, and they can be just as important as blood test results or X-ray images. I've seen cases where hygiene changes were the very first sign that something bigger was happening. A woman who once took great pride in her appearance started arriving to her appointments with unwashed hair and the same sweater for weeks. It turned out she was struggling with early cognitive decline, and her hygiene shifts were a signal to look deeper. Another patient began skipping showers because her balance issues made her afraid of slipping in the tub, and without mentioning it, she had simply adapted by avoiding bathing altogether. Without asking the right questions, these hidden struggles might never have come to light. Maintaining personal hygiene as we age can be more challenging, but it's also more important than ever. Clean skin reduces the risk of infections, good oral care prevents dental problems that can affect nutrition, and neat grooming boosts both mood and self-esteem. Even small acts like brushing your hair or putting on fresh clothes can change the way you feel and the way others respond to you. Preparing for a medical appointment is a good time to make hygiene a priority, not to impress your doctor, but to ensure you're giving the clearest, healthiest version of yourself for them to assess. Take a warm shower or bath, brush your teeth, comb your hair, and put on clean clothing that's comfortable yet presentable. These simple steps help you feel more confident, and they signal to your healthcare team that you're engaged and managing your daily life. This isn't about vanity, and it's not about being judged on appearance. It's about taking ownership of your health, protecting your dignity, and making sure nothing distracts from the care you receive. Your doctor's focus should be on your symptoms, concerns, and treatment, not on wondering if something as basic as personal care is becoming difficult for you. When you show up feeling fresh, you not only make it easier for your medical team to focus on your needs, but you also send yourself an important message. I am worth the effort. My health matters. I still show up for myself. That mindset can be just as important as any medicine you take. Mistake number 5, unsafe footwear. One of the first things a doctor notices isn't what you say, it's how you walk from the waiting room to the exam room. Every step tells a story about your balance, strength, joint health, and even your confidence. I've watched countless patients make that short walk, and too often, I see shoes that work against them instead of for them. Loose slippers, flat sandals, and soft ballet flats with no arch support may feel easy and cozy, but they can quietly set you up for trouble. Without proper support, your stride can change in subtle ways. You might lean forward a bit more, shuffle your steps, or feel less stable when turning. These changes increase the risk of stumbling, and for anyone over 70, a single fall can alter life dramatically. A broken hip, a fractured wrist, or even a serious head injury can lead to months of recovery, loss of independence, or a permanent shift in how you live day to day. I remember one patient who came in wearing worn-out slippers with stretched fabric and no backstrap. They slipped off her heel as she walked, and she caught herself just before falling. She told me she wore them because they were, comfortable and easy to put on, but she admitted she hadn't thought about how unsafe they were outside the house. Another patient swore by her soft ballet flats, but after a minor stumble in the parking lot, she realized they gave her no support when she needed it most. The science is simple. Supportive shoes help keep your feet aligned, improve balance, and reduce strain on knees and hips. A firm sole helps you feel the ground more securely, arch support keeps your step stable, and a back strap or heel cup keeps your shoe in place. These small details make a big difference in how safely and confidently you move. The good news is that safe footwear doesn't mean heavy or unattractive shoes. Lightweight walking sneakers, well-designed athletic shoes, or supportive slip-ons with a secure back can look just as nice as they feel. Many brands now make stylish options that combine stability, cushioning, and ease of wear, perfect for medical appointments, errands, or daily walks. Choosing the right shoes for a doctor's visit also sends an important message. It shows your healthcare team that you're serious about protecting yourself from preventable injuries and maintaining your independence. It also makes it easier for them to assess your walking pattern, posture, and mobility without interference from unstable footwear. So, before your next appointment, take a moment to check your shoes. Are they stable? Do they support your arch? Do they stay on your feet when you walk quickly or turn suddenly? If the answer is no, consider making a change. Your safety and stability are worth far more than the convenience of slipping into a loose pair of house shoes. Because in the end, your feet are your foundation, and choosing the right support could be one of the simplest, most powerful steps you take to keep living life on your terms. Mistake number 6, wearing pajamas to a medical appointment. After retirement, many people embrace comfort as a well-earned reward. Without the daily routine of work, the pressure to dress up fades, and soft pajama bottoms or a worn robe can seem perfectly fine for quick errands or even a doctor's visit. It's an understandable choice. You're not there to impress anyone, and comfort feels like the priority. But here's the part most don't realize. Showing up to a medical appointment in pajamas or very casual, just rolled out of bed clothing can send silent messages you may not intend. To your doctor or nurse, it can suggest that you're disengaged, uninterested, or even struggling with motivation. And to yourself, it can quietly influence how you think, speak, and participate in the conversation about your health. Psychology tells us that what we wear impacts our mindset. When we dress in a way that signals low energy, our brain often follows suit. We might speak less, ask fewer questions, or accept quick explanations without pushing for more detail. Medical staff, reading your low-key presentation, may unconsciously shorten the visit or assume you're not looking for deeper engagement. The result is a less thorough, less collaborative appointment, even if you didn't mean for that to happen. I've seen this play out many times. A woman in her late 70s came to her annual checkup wearing pajama pants and a sweatshirt. She answered questions politely but briefly, and her doctor, picking up on her quiet demeanor, moved quickly through the visit. Later, she admitted she had wanted to talk about her knee pain but didn't feel in the right headspace to bring it up. The solution isn't about formality or style, it's about presence. Wearing comfortable, everyday clothes that are clean and neat can help shift your energy. A simple cardigan, a pair of soft jeans or slacks, and a top you like can make you feel more alert and engaged. No makeup or fancy shoes required, just a look that tells both you and your doctor, I am here, and I am involved in my care. When you dress in a way that reflects self-respect, you give yourself the best chance to be heard, understood, and taken seriously. It's not about vanity, it's about setting the tone for a productive conversation about your health. Because in that exam room, every detail matters, and how you show up can quietly shape the care you receive. Mistake number 7, wearing only dark colors and skipping bright accents. Color has a quiet but powerful influence on both how we feel and how others respond to us. In healthcare settings, where interactions are often brief and first impressions matter, the colors you wear can subtly shape the tone of the visit. Dark shades like black, gray, and deep brown can feel safe and modest, but they also tend to blend into the background, making it easier for you to be overlooked in a busy clinic. I've watched this happen many times. A patient walks in wearing head-to-toe black, with little to draw the eye, and the energy in the room stays subdued. Then another patient arrives in a soft lavender sweater, or a teal scarf draped loosely around her neck, and you can see the shift. Nurses smile more readily, doctors make more eye contact, and conversations feel warmer. It's not that healthcare providers value one patient more than another. It's that color draws attention, lifts mood, and makes connection easier. There's also a personal impact. Studies show that wearing colors you enjoy can improve your own mood and confidence. Think about how you feel when you put on a blouse in a rich wine red or wrap a scarf in a cheerful shade of turquoise. Even if you're not consciously aware of it, those small bursts of color can help you feel more present, more energized, and more willing to speak up about your needs. One woman I know, in her early 80s, told me she used to wear mostly gray because she didn't want to stand out. After adding a simple coral cardigan to her wardrobe, she noticed not only more compliments from staff, but also that she felt more awake and engaged during her visits. That little splash of color became a form of self-care, one that cost almost nothing but paid back in confidence. The good news is, you don't have to overhaul your wardrobe or wear loud, flashy prints to benefit from the power of color. Small, thoughtful choices can make a big difference. Add a colorful scarf, a blouse in a warm shade like plum or rose, or even a pair of earrings in a bright tone you enjoy. These touches bring light to your face, make you more visually present, and signal to others that you are engaged and vibrant. When choosing colors for a medical appointment, think about what makes you feel both comfortable and seen. You want to send the message, I am here, I value myself, and I am ready to be part of this conversation. That message, expressed through a simple pop of color, can change the way others interact with you, and the way you feel about yourself during the visit. Because in the end, what you wear is more than fabric. It's part of the story you tell about your place in the world, and you deserve for that story to be bright, visible, and full of life. You've just heard 7 small but powerful changes that can help you feel more confident, more respected, and better cared for at every medical appointment. Sometimes it's not about making big, overwhelming shifts. It's about those little choices that send a message to yourself and to others that your health and dignity still matter deeply. If you have any specific medical concerns or symptoms, remember, nothing replaces the guidance of a trusted healthcare provider. These tips are shared for general awareness. If you're facing any health challenges, be sure to check with your doctor before trying anything new. I'd love to know what resonated with you most today. Did one of these tips feel especially relevant to your life? Or maybe you just want to share a little encouragement? If so, type the word HOPE in the comments below so we can fill this space with positivity. And if you found value here, please take a moment to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share this video with a friend or loved one who might need it. Wherever you are, I hope you carry this reminder with you. You are seen, you are valued, and you have the power to shape your health journey, one thoughtful choice at a time.